By the time you see this film, it will be obsolete, the ideas discussed, disproved and dismissed. For over 100 years, debate has raged over the origins of the Bluestones at Stonehenge. Theories have been nailed to a wall of fact, only to have darts thrown at them by those with opposing views. Reputations have been staked and respected academics ridiculed. So what do we know? Before the great sarsen stones were brought down from Westwoods near Marlborough, a mere 15 miles away, a succession of monuments were constructed at Stonehenge from around 80 stones of a more exotic origin. In 1923, H. Thomas of the Geological Society identified the Preseli Hills in Pembrokeshire, an area rich in prehistoric remains, as the origin of the Bluestones. Since then, the search has been on for the exact point of their origin, and arguments have been ongoing about how these stones, weighing many tons, were transported from Wales to Wiltshire. Some still maintain the stones were transported by glacial activity, but the absence of bluestone anywhere on Salisbury Plain, apart from Stonehenge, would suggest either A glacier that discharged its load of erratics in a very small area, or B, the prehistoric residents of the plain scouring and removing from a vast landscape any trace of bluestone other than that used at Stonehenge. One of the first proposed quarry sites, Carn Menin, has been shown to have been a quarry since prehistoric times, but the stone there is not a petrological match for the Stonehenge bluestones. Carn Goedog, nearby, however, is a match. Even today, it is clear how natural eroding pillars of stone could be prized out and transported away. Mike Parker Pearson's excavations of 2014 to 2016 found what seemed to be man-made platforms, stone tools, and wedges around the outcrop. Another site excavated around that time was the rhyolite outcrop at Craigrosserfellin, which proved a match for stone fragments found at Stonehenge, but not for any extant standing bluestones. A few years later, in 2018, another dig was underway at Wine Mound, not far from the two quarries. Now consisting of an arc of stones, one standing and three recumbent, excavation showed this was the remains of a 110-metre diameter stone circle, the same diameter as the ditch at Stonehenge and the third largest stone circle in Britain. Could this be the stone circle that led to Geoffrey of Monmouth's story that Stonehenge was brought to Wiltshire from Ireland by the wizard Merlin? There are not enough stone holes at Wine Mound to have provided all the bluestones for Stonehenge, but that this idea now appears to be completely discounted seems rather like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Wherever the stones came from on the hills, and whether some of them took a 1,000-year nap on a nearby hillside before being transported to Stonehenge, is a question that does not seem to want to be answered. Nevertheless, a visit to this magnificent landscape is awe-inspiring and even emotional.